I'm Harold from the Harold and Ellen Show, and I think it's finally time I tell my story. This is The History of Harold, a documentary. Yes, I'm from Czechlashřockia, which is where this flag is from. That's where I was born and raised, and I still live to this day. Not to be mistaken with the Czech Republic or Slovakia, or what they were formerly called when they were together, Czechlashřockia. I am from Czechlashřockia, which is what this flag is that I am wearing, and I always wear. It is a very important symbol to me. The colors and the traditional plant in the middle, which is related to a pine cone, a national plant only found in Czechoslovakia. And there's actually also a bug on the plant there that you can see, and it's in the family of arachnids. It looks very similar to a spider, and they only live in this plant, which looks very similar to a pine cone. And there's a festival around them and opening them and seeing how many you find and stuff. But there's been a heavy decrease because of tourists recently, which is why we don't really allow tourists anymore. But there's a huge festival surrounding them. This is a traditional hairstyle. We like to show off our widow's peaks. It's if you're Czechoslovakian, you'll have a widow's peak. Speaking of DNA, we did an Ellen and Harold show once, and in it we did a DNA test, and I discovered one of my ancestors and learned more about him, Slackhacker McDoodle, and I learned a lot more about my history and DNA from there. Yeah, my childhood was okay. Growing up in Czechoslovakia is much different than America, so I've heard from Ellen. My mom and dad were both around. My mom worked with the royal family because our country has a king and queen, and my dad usually stayed home a lot or did work for other people in the neighborhood. They were there a lot physically, but my parents were very emotionally absent. I think that's why I like doing our show / podcast, because I like talking to the people all over the world and talking to Ellen. Ellen is my best friend. We didn't really get many tourists. I'd say that affected me too. I didn't really get to meet other people from outside views, and I'd say that had a heavy impact on me wanting to do the show and reach out to people from other areas, because I never really met anyone from other areas until the show with Ellen. My parents did adopt a daughter. Yes, I do have a sister. They adopted her when she was a little older, but she's younger than me by a couple of years. But I don't really speak to her that much. She left Czechoslovakia, so that's why I didn't really mention her. But yeah, I do have a sister. Her name's Eliza. Yes, I do have a sister. Yes. I do have a wife. Growing up, I was around, people from my school, and that's where I met my wife. And we have 2 kids together, 2 beautiful kids. But unfortunately, they do have a medical condition, which you can only really get if you're a Czechoslovakian. And it kind of makes them, they're really furry. They kind of look like dogs. Pretty much when they're born, they are covered in hair. They don't have the ability to walk on their legs. They have to walk on all 4. Yeah, my kids are 17 and 4. Oh, I love them. I love them dearly. It's tough dealing with the medical condition. You can't really tell when the kids are in the womb, so it was kind of a surprise when they were born. They're very, very intelligent though. They are. I love them very much, yeah, and I love my wife too, yeah. Making the Ellen and Harold show, yeah, me and Ellen met when we were just on social media. We met on social media. We were both doing our own thing, kind of outreach to people, and we kind of met on there, and from there, we started doing our show, which started as just videos on the internet, and then we went to podcast and actual show from there. The first time we met in person was in Las Vegas. It was kind of unplanned. It was kind of planned, kind of unplanned. It's kind of difficult to explain. It was a very, very, very fun night in Las Vegas. But Las Vegas, it was just really fun. I'd say I won a lot of money, and it was just nice getting to know the American way more, and that's the way we bring it up a lot. It's all about, it was just fun and stuff, and we had a really good night. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. But yes, that's the first time I met Ellen. She really helped me get used to that country, to America. But yeah, she's definitely my best friend. Yeah. And from there we did some more in-person streams. She's come to Czechlashřockia. I know the royal family, and so I could get her into here for our show. And I've been to America many times, and I will be there a lot more in the upcoming year. Our outreach, she had already started an online thing, and we kind of started, combining our platforms. And that's when she came up with Ellen's Gravitational Wine as a way to sponsor our upcoming show, and also our show to kind of promote her wine. So it's a big part of our show too. And I'd say even though it's her business, in a way, it is a big part of my journey in my life as well. Really weird seeing, not weird in a bad way, it's different seeing all these other cultures because my country is so closed off in our own practices. And I think it's really beautiful to see all these other cultures and practices. I really do, yeah. So Czechoslovakia, yeah, I guess I didn't talk about the land itself. It's a very beautiful land. It has very many hills. It's grassy. It's beautiful. It's got lots of trees that grow this plant. It's a really beautiful area. It's always gonna be my home, Czechoslovakia. In the future, I definitely want to continue living here. I mean, this is my home and my country, but I definitely also want to continue doing the Ellen and Harold show. And I definitely want to travel more and get out of my country more. So I guess I just wanted to do this documentary to show that I have a lot more to me than just what I bring up in the Ellen and Harold show. And obviously I don't want to say too much because we do have a segment where you learn specifically about Czechoslovakia. So I can't run out of things to say. So I could speak about my beautiful country forever. I hope this motivates everyone to continue watching the Ellen and Harold show because we work very hard for it. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my family wasn't poor growing up, but eventually my parents did pass away, and I actually did struggle financially, and the Ellen and Harold show really brought me up both financially and mentally, and so it's very, very important to me. I hope that you guys will continue to support it, and you should watch Ellen's documentary, and you will learn why the Ellen and Harold show is so important to her too. I will link it. I will put the information down below for it. But this is by The History of Harold, the documentary, and I hope you all enjoy learning the history of Harold. I'm Harold from the Harold and Ellen show, and I think it's finally time to tell my story. This is The History of Harold, a documentary. Is that good?
Oh, cut. No, that was all wrong.